Welcome to We Are Only Human, the official podcast for the College of Education and Human Sciences here at Oklahoma State University. I'm your host, Alyssa Pena, and today we have a new guest today, Aubrey Buckmaster, the chairman of Homecoming Committee. Welcome.
Thank you.
So glad you're here. I guess you can start off by telling us a little bit about you.
Okay, yeah. So my name's Aubrey, and I'm from Weatherford, Oklahoma, graduated from Hydro, the little town next to it. I'm a senior this year, agribusiness major, so I'm like almost crossing the finish line. But yeah, that's kind of my background, how I ended up OSU. I only applied to OSU. I kind of knew I was going to come here, and so it wasn't that hard of a decision for me. Definitely grew on me. I was one of those, like, didn't want to leave home, but now I'm here, and I don't want to leave, so
awesome.
Like,
did you know you were coming to OSU because, like, your whole family came to OSU? Is that type of thing, or you just because you were close?
I kind of, like, almost fell into it. My aunt and uncle went to school here, like, my grandparents went to school here, so there's some, like, family history up here, but I have an older sister, and she didn't go to school here, and so I was kind of leaving the nest, like, the first one, and so I don't know. I love campus up here. I always loved coming up here. My family, we would make trips up here, and I would kind of walk around, whatever, and I don't know. It just seemed like it didn't seem like it was really a decision I had to make. Like, I just kind of knew. So it all fell into place. My best friends came to school here, and it all kind of worked out for all of us, I guess. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I wish that was my case. I felt like I jumped everywhere. I was like, I don't know where to go.
No, well, okay, I did move in like the day before class started my freshman year because I did kind of have like a little meltdown because I did not want to go to school here, like, for a split second, because I was like, oh, my friends are in Texas, I want to go to Texas. And then I kind of got it together, and then I got up here, moved in, started going to classes, and then football season started, and it turned to fall, and I was like, okay, I can stay here. It was really fun.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm from Texas, so, like, all my friends stayed in Texas, and they're like, why'd you go to Oklahoma? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a good decision.
No, it
like,
is. And I grew up rodeoing, so, like,
okay.
A lot of my friends were down there just, like, because that was kind of my thing.
Yeah.
And I knew I wasn't going to be, like, pursuing that in college. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to go to school, I'm just going to do school, and I'm going to stay here. But it's turned out, like, I don't want to leave. So I guess it's been good.
Okay, so now that we know a little bit about you, tell us about your big position you have here.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so homecoming was, like, the first thing I ever even got involved in at OSU. I was really involved in high school, and so I thought that college I would want to kind of take a break from being so busy and like, plugged into so many things, I guess, because it does, like, kind of take a toll on you, just running around all the time. But I did not like it. I didn't like not being busy. I like being involved and kind of plugged into campus. Like, I at least know what's going on because I'm doing homecoming. And so my freshman year, I applied for steering committee, and I almost didn't even apply because I was, like, so nervous. I didn't know anyone. Like, I only knew the people that I grew up with that were from Western Oklahoma. And so it was kind of a leap of faith almost because I was just so nervous. I don't know why, because I've always been in leadership positions. I just didn't know. It was just such an unknown to me, I guess. So I applied for steering, got on steering, and I was, like, terrified because at the meeting where you find out what committee you're on, I went and I didn't know anyone. Like, I had no one to stand with or talk to. Like, I didn't know anyone.
I hate that feeling.
And so I was just like, oh my gosh, should I leave? Should I stay? And so I stayed. And then obviously we got sent home my freshman year. And so that kind of, like, changed the course of homecoming. For that year, we ended up doing, like, a smaller thing with Pokespalooza, just trying to, like, do as much as we could that year. And then so that would have been my sophomore year. And then I applied for an executive position, and I was, like, so nervous again. I don't know. I just was, like, so scared. I don't know what. Like, homecoming was this big daunting thing to me. But so I applied, did interviews, everything. So I got on that, and I was University Spirit Executive last year. And so I did, like, sign competition, orange fountain dyeing, Hester Street painting, the lights on Theta Ponds, like, all that fun stuff. And I really, really enjoyed that. Like, it just totally exceeded my expectations last year. The girls on the team, I have become best friends with some of them. Like, we'll talk to them my whole life, like, it's one of those kind of things.
Yeah.
So the experience really just kind of blew me away. I didn't realize, first of all, how much went into planning everything. That was a shocker.
Is it a lot?
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a lot.
Yeah. Well, there's 9 executives. Well, there's 8 executives and then the executive director.
Okay.
And so they all have different events, positions, stuff like that. And so people will ask me like, oh, like when did you start planning? And I'm like, what? We've been planning for a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as soon as homecoming is over, like the turnaround is like 2 weeks, and then you're planning for like 11 months for each one. So it sounds like, I mean, we have like meetings every week and stuff, but yeah. So after last year, I feel like I got so much out of it, and I loved it, and it really wasn't like a question for me if I wanted to apply again. I mean, even if I wasn't going to be director, I wanted to try to be on the exec team again, just because I loved it. It was really fun, and I had a great time. So.
And what's your favorite part? Like when the day is here,
oh my
like
gosh.
when it's all done, like what's your favorite part about it?
I don't know. Last year, I was just like so glad that my events were over because it was just such organized chaos, especially the sign competition. It's just, you can plan for whatever you want, but it was crazy. And so I was so glad when my events were done, and I was like, okay, I can breathe now, and I can not be like so stressed out about everything being perfect. And then I got to enjoy everyone else's events, and being like at the events on the side of the executive team and not just like someone attending is really fun, because like you've seen your like team members like planning and getting ready for that execution the whole year. And so I think just seeing like the fruits of everyone's labor, because it really is a labor of love. Like I really think it is. I don't think any of us are doing homecoming just to do it. Like I think they all love it, and they want everyone else to love it, and I think that really like shines through. But I think this year being on like the director side of things, excuse me, I'm excited. I don't know. It's my last one because I'm a senior, so I'm very sentimental about it, and I'm already like getting sad that it's almost over. But I think a really special part of last year that I'm looking forward to, like we walked on the field at halftime, and then we walked off, and we were all just kind of like, oh my gosh. And then we just like, it's like you get hit with emotion. I don't know, because it's over. Like everything was done to completion. Like everything is completely done, and it was really special, and I'm excited for everyone like this year's exec team to get to experience all of that. I think I feel like they're like not my kids, like they're all my age, but I just like I want them to have fun like at everything, and like get the fullness of all the experience of it.
Definitely. So starting off like very like right when you got into college, and then I mean this year senior year, you're ending it. How has this position, or like just being a part of the homecoming committee, like how has it grown? Like how does it help you grow?
Yeah, well obviously like I was really scared to apply for steering even, and I've always been like outgoing and in leadership positions in general, but I also went to a really small high school. I graduated with like 23 kids. Oh wow. So like very small. So it really wasn't probably hard to get a leadership position. And so I think I was just so comfortable in what I was doing my whole life, like growing up in Hydro and being in the same town, and then coming up here where you're really like a very small fish in a really big pond. It was like almost like culture shock. Like obviously I've been up here before, but being in the position of like you're just another student on campus almost, it was really like an interesting transition from where I came from and like where I am now. So I think applying for steering and being on homecoming just the last like I guess like almost 3 years now, it has like my confidence has grown. I don't think I would have, like if you would have told my freshman self that as a senior like I'm doing homecoming in this capacity, I'd be like no. Like it's grown me in that way. Just my leadership in general, I think, has been very refined, because it's just I kind of had to step into the role that I was given, and just kind of do with what I had, do the best that I could with what I had. So I think that just my leadership, and I've also just met so many amazing people, like my advisors, the exec team last year, the exec team this year, getting connected with like other entities on campus that I would have otherwise never really had to cross paths with. And the directors for fraternity and sororities, Res Live, Student Org, like all that stuff. I just think it's been a really interesting and like unique experience to get to be connected in that way.
That's super neat. Yeah. So is there any like perks that you get with being on homecoming committee, or like anything else like that's super interesting that like people don't know about?
I feel like we get like the recognition on the field, like that's really interesting. Super cool. Like that's fun. I just feel like in general, I try to remind the exec team of this, and steering, like in the grand scheme of things, there's a really small percentage of OSU students that even are doing what we're doing and like planning homecoming in this capacity or anything, but specifically homecoming, just because it is like such a big deal at OSU. And so I think just being on the exec team and being able to contribute to that and give back to OSU in such a unique way, that's a big part of it to me. Like, that's really special.
Yeah.
And I love it, but we also get, you know, like the fun stuff, like the t-shirts and, you know,
t-shirts are like the best thing.
Yeah. So, but it's I don't know, it's awesome.
Yeah. So when you were in high school, so was homecoming like a really big thing for y'all? Like, was it?
No,
it wasn't.
No. We didn't even have football at my school.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So I came up here and it's like, finally I get to go to a football game.
Yeah.
you know, like we didn't have
that's
that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so our homecoming was like basketball season, and it was not a big thing. Like, I never did anything homecoming when I was in high school, so that's why it was such a different experience and like thing to jump into, because I figured I would get involved like in my college on like some student council or some other clubs. I don't know, but nothing really like just struck me, I don't think, because I did kind of explore that when I was trying to figure out where I wanted to get like plugged in on campus. But I don't know, homecoming just really stuck out to me. I really liked it, and the community that comes along with it, of everyone that's there to help out, and then the literal community of Stillwater that's so involved, and like so many people are excited about it. You know, I didn't really see that aspect of things until I was in this role, because there's like people reaching out all the time, like they're donating to us, they're that's like cool. Contributing during the parade, like painting their windows, like everything. It's really cool.
I know. When I came down here, I knew literally nothing. Like, our high school homecoming's like, it's like a decent size, like, but we don't pomp. We do like floats, like build like some wood thing, you know, super different than here. And when I came over here, I was like, because I'm in a sorority, and they were like, oh, we're gonna pomp, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, wow, you meant like, oh, no, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
No, I know. We didn't have like a homecoming parade. Like, we just had like, okay, here's your homecoming queen, like at my high school. So there's nothing like pomping. Yeah. And I've never had to pomp either, because I've been on the executive team, and so like one time I went in the pomp room just to be like, oh, I pomped. I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, that was enough for me. You don't have to convince me to stay.
I know. But, for the day of homecoming, do you have like the rundown of what's happening that day?
Oh yeah, we went over actually last week in our exec meeting, like our run of show, and it's just like everyone's assignments almost. I don't know if you call it assignments, but it's a lot. Every day is kind of a long day, in a sense, I feel like, but since I don't have an event this year, I'm just like part of the personnel, I guess, like the support, which everyone does that. But yeah, it's really interesting, the week of homecoming, because it's like it flies by, but it also, you're like, oh my gosh, I've been up for like 18 hours. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But then at the same time, it just like, it flies by. Like, I can't believe it's already October. I mean, we're a week away from Bonanza starting.
Yes.
And so
it's crazy.
It's crazy that it's even October to me.
I know. It's like we're gonna have
all
like
of a sudden
break already.
I'm like, you guys, it starts next week. I'm like, they're like, we know. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the one that doesn't like really like fully understand that it's in a week. But
do you have anything else to say about homecoming? Like,
gosh, I don't know. I mean, our executives have put in like so much work, and so I feel like I don't know.
No, I'm sure y'all do an amazing job.
I know. Like, I can't brag on them enough. Like, they have been the best team. I love all of them. Like, I've become friends with all of them, and I hope that like they feel that way about me. They're like, oh no, it's Aubrey. But yeah, we kick off with Orange Fountain Dyeing, obviously, on in front of the library, and we'll also crown our king and queen there, so we get to find out homecoming king and queen. But before that, we have a sign competition. Everybody brings their signs out to library lawn. Andrew is our university spirit executive, and so that's what I did last year, and that's what he's doing. And then Monday night we had the homecoming tailgate, and it's actually at the Alumni Center this year. It's like historically been like advertised as the residential live tailgate, but this year it's open to all students, and we have like really fun raffle prizes.
Cool.
Our public outreach executive Lauren and our campus outreach executive Katie have been working really hard to get really fun donations. And then our communications exec Brianna, she's been helping with all the promos and all the flyers and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to that because it's a change of scenery this year. It's usually at like the Kerr Drummond little plaza over there, but it's inside the Alumni Center this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be really fun. And then Tuesday night we have Harvard's Carnival and Chili Cook-Off, which is really, that was one of my favorite events last year. It's a really, I think, community-focused event, and so you get to see all the little kids come in, like, in their costumes, and it's really cute, and, like, playing all the games. And so that's going to be really fun. They have Chili Cook-Off on the other side, so you can kind of pass in between there. Garrett's worked really hard on that. Hester Street painting is after that. Andrew is also in charge of that one, and that was also one of my events last year, so I'm like probably partial to these events. But I liked it because everyone comes. They paint the street that the football players have the walk down on the way to the stadium on Saturday. So I think it's really fun. I like seeing what everyone like puts out there. Some of them are really creative too.
I bet
it was insane what some people were drawing. We used chalk last year because the weather was kind of crazy, but people were like, there are artistic abilities out there on the road. And then Friday night we have walk around. Billy is our walk around executive. So we get to see everyone's decks come to fruition. I'm really excited about that because I'm excited to see how they use the theme this year, the art overarching homecoming theme, in like the capacity that they've chosen. So that'll be really fun. And then parade is Saturday morning, and Piper's worked so hard on that. Biggest parade ever, I should mention.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
It is actually.
I'm
so
excited.
Really proud of all of them. But then Saturday's the game, and then I guess that's that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that's already like gonna come and go, but
I know. And I kept saying day, and forget's a week.
It's
like a week of things I remember.
And Bonanza's a week from today. Bonanza is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Kaylee is the one that's been doing that, and she's in charge of like Bonanza game and homecoming and hoops, like the little pep rally before or after walk around. So that's gonna be really fun this year too. I'm super excited about homecoming and hoops. So
I'm excited.
It'll be awesome.
To be there and cheer everyone on.
I know.
Fun. It's so fun because I'm like, I can't play basketball, but I can watch you play basketball.
It's fun. We had a great time last year, and I just have really high expectations this year, I guess. It'll be even better. But.
Last question. For some students who might want to join the committee or get involved, what would you tell those students?
Oh my gosh, do it. Do not think twice about it. Just do it. Don't wait until the very last night the application's due like I did, because that does not always work out. But I would just say do it. It is something that if you decide like it's not for you, then you don't have to like pursue it. But if you're like me and steering is something that really just like kind of sparked your interest at OSU, you can carry that out, executive or executive director, like whatever you want to do. I just think it's something that is so unique, and like I said, like there's such a very small amount of college kids I think that really end up being the ones like planning it. And so I think it's really an honor. It's really fun. I've had a blast the last 2 years. I don't know what I'm going to do on my Tuesday nights anymore because I won't be at the Alumni Association. But I know that there's going to be a great team next year. It's a great team every year. The dynamic is always a little different. There's always learning curves. But when you're like together and you have to kind of figure things out as a team, it's really, really a sweet experience. And I've enjoyed every second of it. So highly encourage anyone to apply for steering and exec.
Yes, apply.
My shameless plug.
That's all we have for today's show. Thank you for
Awesome.
joining us.
Yes,
I'm so glad I got to know a little
having
bit
me.
more about the homecoming.
Oh, yeah. I can talk about homecoming all day.
Tune in for the next episode of We Are Only Human. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.